The 250th episode of Total Party Kill is coming up, and it's going to be a special Ask the Dungeon Master session. Send your questions to tpk@theincomparable.com or tweet them at tpkill on Twitter, or send them in the TPK channel in the Incomparable members Slack. You're listening to the Incomparables Total Party Kill podcast, in which a group of friends play Dungeons & Dragons on the internet for your amusement. This is episode number 248, posted July 2020. Backgammon in the Wine Gazebo.
A cold wind blows through Barovia, Big Barovia. It starts at the peak of Mount Baratok. It swoops down through the old Swallowwood, across the icy Lake Zarovich, and wraps itself around the hearts of the people of Vallaki. That wind has a name, and that name is Justice. And that wind has another name, and that name is Rictavio. But this is not the podcast about Rictavio. This is the podcast about some other jerks. Welcome back to Total Party Kill. I'm your Dungeon Master, Tony Sindelar, and this is the Dog and Pony Show. Let me introduce our players in order that they are in my Zoom window that I'm looking at. First off, it's Erica Ensign.
I am playing Brildish, the Dwarven Paladin, also the keeper of the titular pony, Pony Sinwart.
Also here, it's Jane Ritt.
Hi, I'm playing Lena Doolina, the human rogue.
After Jane, it's Dan Morin.
It is I, Castan Onatar's Crucible, the Warforged Cleric.
Next up, it's Micah Sargent.
Hi, I play Elevor, the half-elf druid.
And last but not least, it's Aline Sims. Hi, Aline.
Hey, I play Imra Soliana, the wood elf ranger, what am I? And her trusty mastiff, Androdite.
And we rejoin our adventures in the lousy, sad, depressing, not so great, just not top-tiered vacation destination of Barovia, a land full of shadows and misery. Specifically, not just in Barovia, but in the town of Vallaki, where strange things are afoot, where those in power scheme against each other, and those caught in between suffer. Recent events that have happened in Barovia. You killed some witches in a windmill. That was good because they were turning kids into pastries, and the pastries were addictive, which is also bad. You saved a girl from being thrown into a lake. That's kind of a related event. The Vistanis have an assassination contract on you. A revenant is hunting Crucible forever because he opened the wrong bag. You were asked to kill Lady Wachter, and Lady Wachter asked you to kill Izek Strasny, local monster arm owner, who is also in the weird chain of it's like a love triangle but with arson. Is extorting local toy maker Blinsky, and also you stay in an inn that keeps getting. You have not gotten a solid night's sleep yet. So yeah,
I think we got one, but we had to sleep in a lot.
So you have faced many an undead horror, a nightmare vision, a sleepless night, and most recently, you failed to be invited to a book club.
That was the worst offense of all.
Yeah.
It was the most recent offense, Dan.
Of all.
And I super don't know what's going to happen next. Will you leave Vallaki forever? Will you do more stuff in this adventure? I attempt to prepare for both in this session. For answers to questions such as just that one question. It's on you guys. Go.
We all walk into the lake. Didn't see that coming, did you?
Dan's like, I don't need to breathe. Suckers. Way to follow me.
Can I swim?
Oh,
no,
man.
but I made a medal. I just sink to the bottom.
So, I believe we join you outside the Wachter's family home, the Wachter house, where you had persuaded the brothers into making an introduction to Lady Fiona Wachter, who, over a delightful mid-afternoon, early afternoon tea, had suggested that it would be great for all involved if you could murder Izek Strasny for her. And
Some of us thought that was an okay idea.
And so you have reassembled outside of the Wachter house, perhaps to plan your next steps. Is that fair
I
to
think
say?
we were wandering back to the inn as we were discussing it.
Okay.
Yeah, while having that classical D&D dilemma of everyone else being like, we should kill them, and the cleric being like, ooh, I have concerns.
Let me be clear. I have concerns about doing someone's bidding to murder somebody else. If that person comes into conflict with us and we need to defend ourselves or defend somebody else, that seems righteous and just to me. But taking a contract out on someone's life seems to cross the line.
We don't, Dan, I don't know how much we know about Crucible's role as a character. Maybe you're not one of those bad clerics, is what you're telling us.
I am not. Although I am I'm lawful neutral, not lawful good. But the law states that murder is bad.
Murder for hire. I don't know.
Still.
I wasn't expecting to
this
get
is not a
paid.
morality podcast.
We didn't
Definitely
like
not.
this guy before.
It's not like icing on the cake. Like,
I
you
didn't
didn't like
see
him,
it.
now kill him.
Brildish just says, "Oh, I hadn't even thought about the fact that it was like I wasn't thinking she wanted to pay us to do it. I was just thinking this was more evidence that he was a bad guy. You've given me something to think about."
Whatever justice a man like this faces would have to be extra legal. He's too born into the power structures of this town. That's how Velaki works.
Extra legal means like really legal, right?
I'm really
Super
hoping
legal.
that this becomes like a 5-person version of 12 Angry Men, where Crucible slowly works everyone around to his side.
What is our goal? What is our goal?
I think
And
maybe
who do we kill to achieve it?
So I think maybe we go to the sunken city while we figure out whether or not we're going to kill Izek.
Let me put it this way. I have no problem with giving him the option to say, leave town. And if he decides that he wants to draw down on us, then we take appropriate measures. But I would like to at least exercise some alternatives before we go straight into murder.
That's fair.
Sure.
That said, I'm also up for going to a drunken city. I'm up for going to a drunken city.
It just gets better.
I thought this was a drunken city.
Do you do with a drunken city?
So my main concern is that he has been making his threats known to our toy maker friend, and I do worry about, whether even a couple days would lead to his livelihood being destroyed. And also, why is he making creepy dolls of our ward?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's my big concern is I want to know what's going on with Arena.
We just learned that there are people disappearing and that a good number of those people have disappeared from the Burgermeister's house. And Isaac Strasny apparently lives there. So if he's supposed to be the right-hand man, the right monster hand man of the Burgermeister, then he's got to have some idea what's going on. Maybe he's even in on it. Maybe he's even worse than we think now. So maybe we should do some investigation and see, before we kill him, let's find out all the
certainly
reasons.
if you murder him, that may limit your investigative
I was
avenues.
enjoying Bruldish talking herself up to the point of like, maybe he's even worse, so maybe we should just murder him right now. I agree with doing some investigation, and perhaps it might also be an option to camp out in Blinsky's, some of us. So if Izek comes around again, we are there to confront him and stop him from following through on his threats.
Also,
He's
it
no
might
fun.
be
He's no Blinsky.
it might be overplaying our hand, but since we've been sent to investigate another family, perhaps we could suggest that we think she's related to the disappearances. That would explain why we're so interested in following up.
That seems reasonable.
That's okay. That works.
So multiple avenues for investigation. What will you do?
Odd for us to go immediately back to the Baron's house and follow up, especially since we have not done the thing that he asked us to do?
We started.
started to kill her?
No, we started to. Remember, he didn't ask us to kill her. She asked
Right.
us to
Okay.
kill
I thought it was understood.
Strasny.
Monster arm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Preambles
it was sort of-
aside, he wanted her to. He wanted to know what she was up to.
Yeah, just
Yeah,
sort
and
of
he
a-
specifically mentioned the book club. So, of course, we didn't get a lot of information on the book club because she was so aggressively deflecting every time we mentioned it.
You look over at Elevor, and he's reaching into a bag, and he pulls out this little silver. It's not real silver. Little silver circle that's connected to a piece of twine, and he ties it to his shirt, and then he puts it over his eye, and now he's wearing a monocle, and he's in detective mode.
Okay. Detectives known for their monocles.
I immediately follow Elevor wherever he is going.
Do I get some kind of bonus on on investigation checks, Tony?
Depends which eye you're using.
Just to check, are you conflating monocles with magnifying glasses?
I am not conflating monocles with magnifying glasses. I am conflating monocles with charisma.
I will say monocles and
Aye,
magnifying
aye, aye.
glasses is my favorite detective role-playing game.
Oh. You know what? As soon as you guys are detecting stuff, I will be generous in what you need to do to detect something. You are
Excellent.
perhaps Barovia's greatest detectives.
Do we have a course of action? Who wants to
No.
do who wants to
I've
make-
done mine.
I wasn't asking you, Tony.
We could go and ask some of the servants about the disappearances, and if we are questioned, we can say that it's because we think that the other family is responsible.
The servants at the Burgermeister house?
Yeah, the ones that are going missing.
Yeah, that sounds fine.
Or
No,
that we-
granted, if Izek or the Burgermeister are responsible, they will not like that, regardless of why we say we're doing it. But
It is worth
We could-
getting to the bottom of.
We could also say that we're trying to find a mole,
Yes.
not
That's
a
a great
creature, but the other kind.
he also offered us a job doing manual labor, setting up for the party. If we took that job, we'd be able to talk to the laborers and servants because they're the ones doing it.
Mm-hmm. Probably that is something a small number of you might take, and not something like roll up 7 deep with.
Yeah,
keep
with
in mind
level
you-
3 adventurers.
When we
Yeah.
volunteer all the way.
Keep in mind, and in addition to the many of you, your dog, your pony, you also have your ward, Irina Kolyana, and your hapless, failed Vistani assassin, Aragal, with you. So, Hi, do you need 8? Do you want to pay for 8 workers, but only get 4 of them who are actually going to do a decent job? We're your team.
We need a posse. That's fine.
So yeah, I like the idea that some of you could spend a couple hours doing labor around the house, and that would totally get you in with them. Maybe you want to divide and conquer. Is that a thing you want to do?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
so
think
the
that's fine.
Nobody leave town.
Nobody leave town.
Nobody leave town. We need ground rules.
Always
big
the
is-
buddy
How
system.
big is this town?
Big enough.
Like
the
say
two of
some
us?
of us were to go one place and some were to go another. Like, how far apart would we be?
Could you hear a scream?
No, I'm just saying, are we talking like, several hundred feet, yards, miles?
The scale on the map is in the thousands of feet. It looks like it's I don't know, 15,000 feet across. I don't really know what that means. That
It's
means
3 miles.
yeah. So it's a decent sized little town.
That's pretty big.
Just because
3
Pony
miles.
and I are telepathically linked.
Oh,
as long
so
as
if you
we're
put one person on one team, one person on the other,
Wait.
Yep.
we'd
And one
always
person on the
know-
pony.
By one
Yeah.
person,
Oh,
do you
sorry,
mean
one-
put the pony on a team?
Put
Yes.
the pony on a team
Yes.
on its own. Yeah.
But how come? But the pony can't talk to anybody.
What's
Yeah,
the
but-
range on the telepathic connection?
The
But
pony.
it can say Danger Will Robinson in its
it's a
brain.
mile. It's a 1 mile, and Pony can't talk to anybody but me. Like I can
Right.
hear what Pony's saying, in my head.
So
But
Pony
Pony
sees bad things.
has an intelligence of 6 and understands common, so he could relay any messages from
Wait,
you
wait, wait.
guys to
Understands common or speaks common?
me. Understands common.
Okay.
Obviously, he doesn't
and
speak.
speaks common
What's
to
that pony?
Brildish's brain.
Brildish fell down the well?
technically. Oh my goodness.
I'm almost now feeling like we should set Irina up somewhere with Pony so that, like, if anything happens.
Pony is the perfect spy, too. You just post that pony somewhere and can just relay everything that someone's saying. And
Actually,
do you think we should be talking about this here? It's just a horse. I mean,
right.
Does Pony Cindelarent look like a mundane pony, or is Pony Cindelarent mystical? Okay, well,
because Tony missed his chance to
like,
make him a
kind of
skeleton pony.
Kind of a shaggy mountain pony looking pony.
Oh, the shaggy mountain pony.
yeah. Could we tie Pony Cindelarent up somewhere and like we've bugged the place?
I'm not tying
so
Pony
great.
Cindelarent anywhere.
You want you want to just you want to disguise him in like a house, so you put like a lampshade on him.
Excuse me. In Barovia,
Or my grandparents had one of those.
in
That's my horse
Barovia, the
lamp.
terminology is you horsed the place, not bug.
Yeah, yeah. You put a tablecloth over him and disguise him as an end table. I get it. I've run Barovian espionage before. So.
Yeah, you understand. You understand how this
Barovia
works.
rules.
So if a small group of us were going to spend a couple of hours doing manual labor to socialize with the servants and see if we can get any information from them, what would be something else that the rest of the group could do again for a couple of hours?
That is an excellent question. Some of you have mentioned hanging out at or near Blinsky's toy shop to possibly talk to or observe or something with Izek. You do know Izek's main job. He is kind of the bodyguard, enforcer, and I think it was mentioned kind of tax collector. So it does seem likely that it's he though he seems to spend a lot of time in the mansion, he probably is around, though it's probably unlikely that he is traveling by himself.
Actually, if someone who is either sneaky or able to shapeshift could follow him and figure out what his route is,
Yeah, I will
that
agree
could
with
come
that.
in handy later.
I am neither of
That was my
those
mouse
I
things.
am stealthy.
I can mouse.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah,
that's true.
he could just be a rat.
Yeah.
And then we
Oh
just
my
need
God.
someone to be around to make sure that he's not attacked by
By a cat.
cats.
Yeah.
I want
Or-
I could
Elevor
be
as
a
a
cat.
mouse riding on Pony Cindelarent. wherever he's
Wait, I just
going.
saw a video on Twitter of a husky and a monkey riding on the husky. Why don't I just become a monkey like the other monkey that's in town? Or I could become I could be anything that is a small creature. And I'd prefer to be one that I'm not in natural danger from predators. So maybe
That's
a cat.
all small creatures.
Do you have a fly speed yet?
No, just swim.
Unless he's an octopus.
Because birds
Octavore.
go all over the place, man.
They
Yeah.
can.
An
man.
octopus riding a pony would definitely turn heads.
Yeah.
He'd be very stealthy.
So as
Stealthiest.
we've been wandering around town, are there like stray cats, stray chickens?
Did I say anything canonically about what there is in Barovia? I forgot.
I mean, we
not
saw
in terms of-
bats, but
Hold on,
I think
have the
that they
list of
were
things there
another
aren't.
thing.
Yeah. The only animals that are on there are orcs and ants.
Okay. There is.
Don't be an ant. Everyone will
What is
freak out
this?
because they don't know what it is.
Yeah. There's some kind of small kank here. I don't understand.
This speck keeps moving. I hate him.
Let us say that there is the normal number of cats that you would see in a medium-sized town.
That was very suspiciously phrased.
What?
It's not an abnormal
what
number of
was-
cats. Why you keep looking at me?
So, and the idea wouldn't be to engage him or even to eavesdrop or do anything like that, just to get a sense of, does he follow the same?
You could
Root?
also just follow him.
Yeah, but that is more roles.
That's true.
Yeah,
Wow,
I
alright.
just want to. I could be. Let's see. So I can go up to a challenge rating of 1/2. I think at this point. So
I would suggest Elevor and Imra perhaps follow Izek if they can, because they are fairly stealthy. Bruldish and I are definitely, I feel like, suited to the manual labor part, perhaps. Lena, you can take your pick.
Oh my god, I can be an abyssal chicken.
Yeah, that won't draw any attention to itself.
I mean, it is Barovia.
Yeah.
It's a
yeah.
normal chicken.
No.
Yeah, we
well-
just call them chickens here.
I have to have seen it before, unfortunately.
Oh, okay.
I love how Tony was like, no, we're not doing this. And then there was an actual reason why I couldn't. So, yeah.
Have you ever seen an ape?
I have.
He has
The
been an
monkey.
ape.
We saw the monkey, too. The
Mhm.
little one.
Those are different.
Baboon.
You're going
I
to get
know.
mail about this, Dan.
Okay.
I could be a badger, a bat.
A
Oh, no, I can't be
giant
a bat.
centipede. Sorry, I'm just like, what would be the least stealthy thing to just be slithering around a town?
Oh, you know, a
A
cackler,
snake.
a camel. Oh my God.
Just wandering around town.
I don't know that
Okay.
Elivor has ever seen a camel, unfortunately.
Do you want to be a cat, Elivor?
Yeah, I
Okay.
don't in my heart, but sorry, Micah doesn't want to be a cat. Elivor's fine with being a cat.
Do you
So
want
yes,
to
I'll
be a
cat.
dog? We've seen lots of mastiffs. Do you want to be a dog?
Oh, yeah. Okay, I'll just be a
The
dog.
thing that you love most that you forgot
We
about.
already have a dog. We have 2 dogs now.
Now it's dogs and pony show.
Dogs
Now
and
it's
pony.
Imra leading, like maybe walking 2 dogs.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, that's what it'll be.
Otherwise, I could be a draft horse. So, dog, draft horse. Dog,
I
draft
still
horse.
think that you should be a reef shark.
Just flopping about in the street.
So if
Very
Androdite and I are
stealthy.
going along, I think there should be I think 2 dogs makes
Yeah,
sense.
perfect.
And then I can just be, or a shark. I mean, one of the two.
A dog is fine.
A dog is basically just
Land shark.
Yes, dogs are
I'm
land
pretty
sharks.
stealthy, but I'll go with the other group. I'm also pretty
All right.
perceptive.
So Elivor suddenly sort of, I don't know, anamorphs down into a dog. It's not a painful process for druids, so.
God,
No.
it had never occurred to me that it would be
Screaming
but
the
then-
entire time.
No, I'm so horrified.
Yeah.
Just like
No.
bones snapping.
it's a-
Yeah.
Sorry,
it's
Lena,
not a
it's a little
werewolf kind of
unsettling the
thing.
first time, but you just get
My
used
spine
to it.
is fine. I know it's not painful. If I was a werewolf, it would be painful.
Yeah, but now
I'm
that
not.
you specify,
I'm saying it as I'm turning into a dog. I promise it's not painful.
All right. You almost have a plan.
It's only been
So
20
close.
minutes, Tony.
Mhm.
Okay.
Good for us. This is great.
All right. So I think Elivor, Androdite, and I are heading toward the Burgermeister's house.
See.
Okay. And then we'll start there and then try to find
yeah, just see if Izek heads out at all.
yeah.
And
Okay.
we're going as ourselves to go and do chores.
Is everyone have a plan then, or is there people that need to be assigned to a thing?
What do we have our
Yeah.
folks do?
Oh, yeah.
Chill in the tavern?
Yeah, it's safe there. We
With
don't need
maybe-
extra feet around.
Maybe
to
we
be
have them
loud
chill
and-
in the tavern and have Pony stand outside the tavern.
That seems reasonable.
Are there any outdoor like picnic tables at the tavern?
Sure.
Then they can chill
picnic
outside with
basket.
Pony.
All right.
Oh, they have a beer garden, but they don't have beer.
It's
The wine
more like
garden.
a
Wine
wine.
garden.
It's like a wine
patio?
patio.
Tent?
Yeah. I was trying to come up with a word more sinister.
Yeah,
Patio.
patio. The
Yeah.
most. It's
Yeah.
a wine gazebo.
Thank you.
Hmm.
Oh, God.
All right.
Not a gazebo.
Which group wants to go first?
Maybe we should go first because we're going, and then we can pop inside and see if Izek around or
Yeah.
if he has left.
All right. Remind me who is volunteering for manual labor duty.
Brildish,
Crucible,
Crucible,
and Lena.
and
All right.
Yeah.
Brildish, Crucible, and Lena head back to the Burgermeister's mansion. There are many servants coming and going in the middle of the afternoon, and there are guards standing around outside the manor. So we'll assume you approach the guard who's there and offer your services.
Yep. And we say that we talked about it, and the Baron is
Yeah, sure.
He probably recognizes us from before.
He points you over to a servant that seems to be in charge. As far as anything, the servant has a clipboard, and he is like, "Oh, finally, we are very short staffed," and puts you to work. There's lots of moving stuff from a barn outside the mansion into the front lobby or foyer or vestibule of the mansion. There's all these crates of twigs, and then there's a room where people seem to be taking the twigs and kind of creating some kind of large sphere that they're kind of weaving together with the twigs. So you're running back and forth and doing various
large.
I don't know. It's probably a good 8-foot diameter.
Oh, so it can fit a person inside.
So it's like a wicker sphere.
Yeah, like a wicker sphere.
Almost like that.
They're assembling it in pieces because if they assembled it in the dining room of the mansion, they would have to take a wall out to get it out.
They had to do that last year. It was really a pain.
But clearly, and there's other work to be done for the festival as well. So they put you to work for several hours carrying crates and doing other kinds of manual labors, various the fetchiest of fetch quests. So fetchy, we will not describe them. But throughout those hours, you have plenty of time to chat with the various other. There's even, this is not a horrible place. They give you a water break on the hour.
Water break.
A water break. You're working hard.
Water boy.
And so you have time to chat with the various people, and you do see you get a decent look at the ground floor of the Burgermeister's mansion. There's a kitchen in the back, and there's a dining room that has been kind of co-opted into kind of like a giant crafting space where you're making a wicker sphere, and you are fed a meal in the middle of the day, and you have plenty of time to interact with people. And you do see not too long into your volunteer shift, Isaac Strosny and several henchman-y looking guards head out on some errand. What would you like to do during your work shift?
Do any of the staff look uncharacteristically nervous? I know it's Barovia, so everyone looks nervous, but can I roll insight to see if I can find somebody who seems like they're struggling with something? Okay, that's a 17 on the
that's
most a 25.
I would say that most of them are the general vibe is downtrodden, overworked, and sad. But there does seem to be one that seems particularly one other servant you're working side by side with who seems particularly a little on edge. And is that who you would like to seek out?
Yes.
Okay. So you're hauling crates. And with this person,
crate.
Holland Cube as they do.
Holland Crates is my favorite.
Dan.
Come on.
All right, Dan, you're hauling a barrel now, so take that.
Nothing new there.
Heckle him more.
Enjoy your round crate, you inferior jerk.
Ooh, it rolls.
This follows video game logics. There's no pallets. Anyway, so Lena Delina, you're a Holland crate with you pick up her name at one point. It's Nymeria. She's a Valaki peasant who is helping out. She's a servant in the house and seems to be, assigned to the frequent manual labor that is involved in running incessant festivals. Oh. And she seems a little on edge.
They said that they were understaffed. I'm surprised in a town of this size.
People don't like to work for the Burgermeister.
Why ever not? They give you a break to eat and water.
Well, he's not the most pleasant fellow, and there have been some disappearances recently.
Oh, could you tell me more, or is it not safe here?
Oh, it's just rumors, but his head butler and his maid, they both disappeared. And people say they just wandered off or went somewhere else to another town, perhaps Kresk. I dream of Kresk, but I don't know. Other people say that they're dead.
Maybe they were just fond of those strange dream cakes. Do you know if they used those?
I don't think that would ever be permitted in the Burgermeister's home.
How long ago did this happen?
One last week and one the week before.
Very strange. I sort of look at Crucible and Broldish.
Where was the last place they were seen?
They disappeared in the middle of the night, and these were house staff who would have been sleeping in the house.
From which rooms?
On the second floor. I don't stay in the house anymore. I sleep in the barn. I think it's safer there.
And the Baron seems unconcerned about the disappearance?
He said that they probably just wandered off. They'll be back, he says. Yes, I don't like it. It makes me nervous. I don't know. After I get paid for this festival, maybe it'll be time for me to move on too.
May I ask a question? We have traveled from outside of this city, and some of us from outside of Barovia. I am not familiar with this festival and this intricate thing that is being built. Could you explain a little more what the purpose of this festival is and what the purpose of the sphere is?
It's a sun. It's the festival of the blazing sun.
Ah, I see.
There'll be a parade and a procession, and the Burgermeister will say some words, and then they will ignite the sun, and everyone will be impressed. And our spirits will keep the dark forces that threaten our lives at bay. Or so they say.
Seems a worthy cause.
Who's the they that says it?
Well, the Burgermeister and his wife and the priest and Isaac and all the good. I'm not saying that I don't say that.
What's the deal with that Isaac guy anyway?
Yeah, I don't know. He's kind of weird.
So
That's just weird.
the butler and the maid, were they good employees? Would he have any reason to be upset with them? Maybe the reason that he's not upset that they've left is because he wasn't fond of them.
I don't know. He seemed indifferent. Radu and Marta, they were fine.
Very, very
Holly
strange. Yep. Holly Cube.
When Crucible has an opportunity to talk to Lena out of earshot.
Yep, sure. You and Broldish and is Holland Cube with her.
Rolling a barrel.
Yep.
Lena, perhaps it might be worthwhile for you to try poking around upstairs quietly. I think you would probably be better at that than either Broldish or I. Perhaps there are more clues to be gained about the disappearance of those servants.
Yes, perhaps. And, with Isaac out of the house now might be the right time for it.
We can keep the rest of these servants busy so that they don't notice your absence.
There's a lot of people coming and going, which in some ways is not great because lots of potential witnesses, and in some ways is good because there's a lot of hustle and bustle.
Are there people going up and down the stairs?
There do not. Now that's the downside. It does seem like there's lots of people coming and going.
Could Broldish and I say cause a distraction by dropping a barrel or crate that would give?
You would never drop a
totally
barrel, Dan. But yes, a crate you could drop.
I could tip something
Crucible
over.
can carry
for
a barrel
sure.
and drop it if he wants to.
Yep. So
You can drop if you want to.
So this main area, are people operating in this long hallway?
Oh yes, there's lots of people coming and
Okay.
going in the long hallway. I'm just gonna move Isaac off the map now, just because that's confusing, right? So yeah, there's lots of servants coming and going, and I would say, here's your challenge, Lena Delina. You have at this point pretty well infiltrated the household. The foyer is there are guards standing nearby. This is the main entrance to the house, right?
Yeah.
There's lots of people coming and going. No one's going up and down the stairs, and it is a big kind of.
Yeah.
But I will say that you noticed in your kind of explorations of the house doing various chores, there is a back stairway, a servant's stairs off the kitchen. And while there are guards guarding the back door to the mansion, there is nobody there are guards in the foyer who would need to be distracted in order for you to get up the stairs. The security presence in the kitchen is significantly diminished. How's that?
All right. That sounds good. So if they can cause a distraction,
A kitchen distraction.
yep.
Yeah. Oh dear, your oven is on fire.
I can try to dash up these stairs.
Plan.
right.
Crucible starts a small grease fire.
Is that what you're actually doing?
Does anyone have things that allow somebody to be better at skill checks that they could cast upon me?
I do indeed. I will gladly lend you
Onashar's blessing.
guidance.
Ah.
You can add a D4 to one ability check of your choice within the next minute.
Okay.
All right. So the three of you make your way to the back of the house. There is a kitchen. There's a chef working. There's various servants coming and going, fetching things, bringing things here. Looks like the chef is trying, basically busy trying to keep all of the various workers in the house fed. And Broldish and Crucible, I would like you to give me a description of what you're going to attempt to do to cause a distraction, and then a roll that corresponds to it, and that will perhaps, depending on how amazing it is or how not amazing it is, influence what Lena has to do to get up to the second floor unseen.
Is there, like, outside somewhere a stack of firewood that I could be bringing into the kitchen?
Absolutely.
If they're cooking a lot, they're going to need more firewood.
Yes.
Okay.
There's stacks of firewood at a shed in the backyard.
Yeah. So I think Crucible and I can maybe both bring some firewood, and Brildish, I can very easily just drop a whole big armload of firewood accidentally on the floor to make a distraction.
1,000 ballberry. No, I won't do
So
that.
you're going to both drop a bunch of wood together at the same time? That's your plan?
Perhaps Crucible will trip over Brildish's. Brildish will drop the wood. Crucible will trip over the wood and then drop his wood.
All right.
And he would be
Keystone
loud
Cops.
when he
reaction.
falls. So
That sounds like
because I'm full of ball bearings.
that sounds like a
Battle,
performance
battle.
check from both of you.
Okay.
My performance is -1. This will be the least convincing.
I imagine Crucible steps perfectly over the wood and then falls. Clang.
Okay, I'm going to use my inspiration. Hey, guess what? I also rolled a 1, but I have inspiration. So
Oh yeah, me too. Should I use it on this?
well, I'm definitely using it.
All right, I can't roll worse than. Actually, I can roll worse than a 1 because my performance is -1. Sure, I'll reuse it. We'll try this again. 13. That's
Okay,
fine.
I got an 11.
So 13 and 11. That is a pretty good distraction. Lena, give me an easy stealth check with advantage.
Oh, advantage.
Well, because of their thing.
Yeah. That's a 19 on the die.
All right. No one even, it's like you were never there.
She's like a shadow.
Yes, a shadow made of shadows.
I apologize
Lena,
profusely and very slowly pick up the wood.
yes. Lena, I'm just going to move you on the map. Do you see where your token is? You will be coming up the stairs here. You are sneaking up the servants' stairs here. There is a long hallway ahead of you. In fact, it looks like it basically just runs the length of the house. And you can hear voices kind of coming from below. You are kind of sneaking around in a creaky old house above a floor full of people, including, you believe, that both the Baron and Lady Velakovich are on the first floor.
Yeah.
Who are overseeing various parts of the assembly. So you are on your way up to the second floor there. I'm just going to put you there at that corner. So there you're on a long hallway, and it looks like there are multiple side passages off of that hallway. How's that? So I don't know what you want to do.
All right. So I want to carefully. So, okay. It looks like I can see.
Players never say "I want to" carelessly. It's probably. It's just,
So-
I just cast. Yeah, I just fling ball bearings everywhere.
Okay.
I think that's what Brildish did with the wood, though.
Mhm.
So
Very
I'm
careless.
seeing like wooden structures along the walls. Are those
There's some windows along the wall.
so interior windows?
Oh, I'm sorry. Those things. I don't know. Let's say that those are bookcases
Okay.
Or they're probably
Yes.
or paintings or something. Yeah.
or
Paintings,
paintings.
maybe?
Yeah, they're intended to be something.
Paintings of bookcases.
Bookcases, very, very classy. In fact, there's probably. In fact, hold on. I'm a competent dungeon master. I can read this description. Lena Delina, the staircase climbs 20 feet up to a beautifully appointed gallery that continues running east to west, almost the length of the mansion. Framed landscape paintings line the walls, and red silk drapes cover a 10-foot arch window of leaded glass. So it's real nice.
Do the windows open?
That's a good question. That's a very important question. Let's see here. Probably that's going to come up later. I'm going to say that these are the kind of windows that open.
Okay. Lena would like to very carefully, quietly unlatch one of the windows in case she needs to jump out it.
All right. There are several windows along this southern wall here that you're standing by. I think you could probably interpolate that the middle two would drop you right outside the outside the view of the dining room, which is the busiest and most bustling of the rooms on the first floor. So I'm going to suggest that you pick one of the other windows, maybe the one you're standing right next to.
Yes, that one.
All right. That's good choice.
The one.
Yes.
And then let's see. So it looks like there's a dead end here. I think that the kitchen, there's probably still some chaos downstairs.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna listen at this door right here.
I will tell you, it is it's quiet. It seems like there's no. I'm going to say, all of the noise that you're hearing is coming from below.
Gotcha. Does it look like it's locked?
Let me just check. I don't think so. This is door Q.
Yeah, love a door Q.
Yeah. Yep, it is unlocked.
Okay. Quietly
peek in.
Peek in.
All right. This seems to be a bathroom. There is a big iron clawfoot tub along one wall.
Are there any interior doors?
There are not in this bathroom.
Same deal. Close the door.
Yep, classic.
Then the next door up here.
Okay. You head north, checking the next door. Let me see here. This seems to be a very kind of strange, ornate room. It looks like it might be a room that the Baroness would use. It smells of powder and fine perfume. There is a vanity with a mirror against one wall. There is a faceless wooden mannequin wearing a white bridal gown.
I hate that.
Mounted on another wall is a full-length mirror with a gilded frame. A door in one corner leads to a garderobe, which is I believe, just a medieval bathroom, right?
So, wooden mannequin wearing a bridal gown. I would prefer not to.
I would prefer not. Just
not.
Leave it at that.
And there is a door off of that. There's an interior door off of this chamber. In fact, I was wrong. There was an interior door off the bathroom. I apologize for everything.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you.
So there's an interior door
leading north.
I don't want to be near that mannequin.
You scamper back down the hallway to the south, to the long hallway running east to west, and head deeper into the second floor of the mansion. So up, you can see it looks like at the end of the hallway is kind of a landing that presumably leads down to the first floor. You do know that there is. I mean, I guess it's a 2-story house, but probably there's some like an attic or something above you.
Yeah.
So there is another hallway that runs north to south that leads to several other rooms on this floor of the house.
Can I peek around this corner?
Yeah, so you peek around this corner, looking at this hallway, and there are 4 doors off of this hallway, kind of spaced out, running north to south. One of them leads to probably somewhere kind of in between the two, or 2 of them lead to some kind of space in between the hallways, and 2 between the hallway and, I guess, the landing with the main stairs at the front of the house.
I guess I'm going to check on the left.
Okay, on the left. Listen, it's quiet. Peek. So this room appears to be a library. There's floor-to-ceiling bookcases. Their number of books here is just astounding, Lena. You have never seen anything like this in
Wow.
your travels in Barovia. You did not know that there were people this rich in the land that is your home. A brass oil lamp sits atop a large desk in the center of the room. There's a chair behind the desk. It has the symbol of a roaring bear stitched into its back cushion.
Does it look like there are any books open on the desk?
Let me see.
Or any sort of logs? Any
yeah.
personal effects?
Any letters that say, I disappeared my servants, signed Baron Volakovich?
Let's see. There does not appear to be anything, actually. The desk is relatively clean and orderly. There are several drawers to the desk that probably have things in them.
Okay, let's check in those drawers for you.
Okay. I'm going to say that those drawers are locked with a simple lock.
I'm going to try and unlock them. Do I have to declare guidance before I roll, Dan?
No.
Or can I add it after?
You can roll a d4, add the number, roll the die before or after making the ability check.
Let's try.
Assuming it's been less than a minute since you left us.
That minute might be getting close to end.
Yeah. So. Okay. So that is a 15.
Okay. Yeah, it's a simple lock. You pop open both drawers on the desk. It seems like relatively mundane stuff. There's a bunch of blank sheets of parchment, jars of ink, writing quills. One of the drawers is full of books. It seems like tax records going back several generations in Vallaki.
Yawn.
Yeah.
Yeah. So at this point, how long have I been up here?
I'm going to say 5 or 10 minutes, maybe 10. You've
Okay.
had to poke around. You've had to pick some locks. You've checked 3 rooms so far.
Yep.
And downstairs, I want to make sure that
This is the first room that you've actually rifled through things.
Yep.
I just want to make sure that either Crucible or I is near at least one of the staircases at all times, so we can listen. Like, if somebody were to let out a blood-curdling scream, we could just run upstairs.
Would you like to each of you be at a different staircase?
Not necessarily, just like so that, if somebody's outside bringing in something, then the other one is by the staircase in the front.
Yeah, so we're like trading off.
Okay, sure.
Basically,
So like
yeah.
we're being very
you know what?
slow about like picking
There
up
is a
our-
lot of work to do with that wood that you knocked over. Like, you caused just a huge mess, and it's going to take you a while to clean up that
Probably
kitchen.
knocked over some dishes too.
Yeah,
Sorry.
and some of those broke, and so there's shards of pottery everywhere.
Crucible
and-
broke a few extra just in case.
Yeah, Crucible doesn't really know how to use a mop, which he's been directed to use it. It's a
This
whole
is a fascinating device. I don't
Yeah.
understand.
So, Lena, you're in the library. So far, nothing treacherous. Just misspent wealth.
Yep. So reset the room.
Yep.
Out of character question: do I continue to push my luck, or do I come back? What does everybody think?
Are you asking me?
No, not you.
But really, Tony, what do you think?
I mean, I feel like we're not going to get this chance again, but I also,
I feel like it's a good idea to keep looking until you can figure out where the servants' quarters are
Agreed.
and
Yeah.
see if there's anything funky there.
Yep.
I
okay.
think that's fair.
So far, they've all been Richie Rich rooms, so I feel
Yes.
like maybe you're in the wrong part of the.
Mm.
Yeah. So okay.
I probably should have specified. The servants' quarters are on the first floor of the house.
Oh, okay. Well,
I don't know if I misled you.
nope,
Yeah, a little
that's
bit.
fine.
Well, it's like that thing
Yeah,
where
because I thought I asked.
in Europe,
thought I
and like
asked.
the ground floor versus the first floor, but is the
I
first floor the
may-
second floor?
I may have said it
Mm.
wrong. I apologize. If you're looking on the map, Broldish, do you see the room with 4 beds off the main hallway?
Yes.
Oh
Just
yeah.
north of the
Mhm.
kitchen.
Yeah, that's the servants' quarters.
Perhaps
Gotcha,
we could poke in there, or one of our heads in there while she's looking up,
Sure.
under the pretense of looking for someone or
Mhm.
something.
Yeah. So, Lena, what are you doing?
I'm gonna keep going down this hallway over here.
All
Do
right.
it. Keep going.
You go. You
Listen.
pass the door on your right. You pass the second door on your right, and there is a door on the left.
Listen.
You know what? Give me a perception check.
Ooh.
25. I'm rolling real good today.
You hear the kind of muffled sounds of somebody kind of groaning and whimpering.
Is the door locked?
The door is locked.
Okay. Gonna try and pop the lock, I guess.
Pop and lock.
Oh, crit fail.
The lock
Oh.
jams.
Oh. Yeah, I mean, I don't think that I can very well bust it down. I guess I'm going to try and double back around and see if this other hallway connects to it somehow.
Okay. You head back around the other hallway, hoping that you'll be able to find another way in. You peek into the chamber in the northwest corner of the mansion, and this appears to be the master bedroom. It's faded a little bit, but the furnishing has lost some of the splendor. But it is clearly the biggest and nicest, sleeping quarters in the mansion.
Yep. So, I guess any personal effects, like papers, or is it all just like stuff?
Give me a quick perception check.
Another crit fail.
Just
So
looks
that
like
die.
Just
Yeah,
do you,
just-
do you-
So many tonight.
listeners at home will note that I just said I'm rolling so well tonight.
You give a quick look around, and it just looks like boring rich people stuff as far as you're concerned.
Boring rich people stuff.
There's a door off of this that leads to that kind of powder room. There is a door in the northeast corner of this room that you have not explored. The door in the southeast corner leads back to the hallway from which you entered. Your eyes dart around, greedily looking for something, but you can't find anything of use, or that seems to catch your eye.
The door up to the north, do I see that?
Yeah,
Do I hear whimpering when I listen at it?
you listen and hear nothing.
All right, is it locked?
It is unlocked.
Okay, I'll pop it open.
All right. This is a closet. It is full of cloaks and gowns and fancy hats, apparel ranging from all kinds of shapes and sizes. Well, I guess not that many shapes. And there's lots of fine shoes, slippers, and boots, various things on shelves and hooks and whatnot. It's a very nice closet. You didn't know that closets came this nice.
All right. I'm going to close the door and try to make my way downstairs.
Okay. Via the back stairs or the front stairs?
The back stairs.
Give me a stealth check for getting down the stairs and into the kitchen without tipping your hand.
I'm going to. I have inspiration from last episode.
Do you want to tell us about what that number was that you're?
Oh my god! I rolled a 3 and then I rolled a 1.
What?
Oh,
we have
Jade.
We've not had that many rolls tonight, and we've rolled 5 ones amongst us.
happening?
5.
Okay.
Random.org.
All right. You wait until the guards turn and turn their view and step back out of the kitchen into the backyard and sneak down the stairs just as the chef turns from the cutting table holding a large butcher knife to see you slinking guiltily down the stairs, and she points at you with the knife and says, "What are you doing?"
Uh-huh.
Guards, I need some help in here.
I was.
Meanwhile, the guards come into the kitchen. Meanwhile, several hours earlier.
Oh God, we're doing time stuff again.
You love it. So Izek Strasny and two of his guards have gone out on tax collecting. They're apparently regular, possibly as regular as daily tax collecting pickups. And following them, remind me, is Imra, Elavor, and you've left Irina, Aragal, and a pony back at the Blue Water Inn, correct?
Correct.
Yeah.
All right. So,
Wait, but there's an important note that we have to make here. Not only is Elevor currently a dog, Elevor is currently a dog wearing a monocle.
A dogicle.
Yes. A dog, maybe.
Monodog?
A cane-nicle.
Banana dog.
Yes.
That's all.
All right. So Imra, with her 2 trusty hounds, is out for a casual walk in Valaki, the jewel of Barovia. And
So we've heard.
Imra
Self-proclaimed.
has with him, sorry, not Imra, that's you, Izik, another I name, Izik Strozny, owner, operator, Monster Arm, and 2 guards. One guard carries a kind of decent size chest. The other guard carries it looks like a small kind of ledger book. And they seem to be basically just doing a circuit of town, stopping at every little shop and trade business to pick up things. Some of his visits are quick and perfunctory. Some of them, if the shopkeeper or business owner is not quick enough for Izik's liking, there are some words exchanged. But the townspeople seem not to be big fans of Izik. Some of them regarding him with dread, some with terror, and most with some version of apprehension. And he makes kind of a zigzagging path around town. It looks like, just based on your observations, it's going to take him better part of 2 or 3 hours to make a whole loop of town, as he works from business to business. Seems like Blinsky's Toys is probably going to be toward the end of that loop, as he makes his way back toward the mansion. Anything that you would like to do while you're observing him and tracking his movements, Imra and Elahor?
I think just like getting a sense for the town, because we haven't been around a whole bunch, so kind of just
map
really
making skill.
yeah, getting the lay of the land, observing what people, not necessarily what they're saying, but like body language and demeanor as they're talking with him and that kind of thing.
Izik is clearly known to everybody who lives in this town. People give him and his pair of henchmen, people get out of his way when they see him coming. There's not a lot of businesses in town, but they're spread out, and it does take him a while to get around. And people seem not to be big fans of Izik. Some of the shops he stops at, there's a blacksmith, there's a tannery, there's a couple places that do pottery, there's a weaver, there is a coffin maker's shop, which is a particularly dour looking place just by Barovian standards. That's one of his longer stops. He does stop by the Blue Water Inn. That's a pretty perfunctory little stop. Over on the east side of town, there's kind of there's the general store where you purchased some goods last session. It also seems like it's kind of like it's called a stockyard. There's a bunch of wagons kind of parked in a fenced-in area next to the general store.
Can Dogavor do a bit of investigation on the post Blue Water Inn Strozny to see, like, did he go in there and get wasted? Did he go in there and he didn't get wasted because if he spent lot of time there?
No, it was a brief, perfunctory, brief. Yeah.
Oh. Okay. Never mind.
No, it's all good. Yeah. Anything else that you want to be looking for as he does his rounds?
I guess the one thing I would want to be looking for is if there's anywhere that he stops for longer than other places, if that makes sense. So like quite a bit longer. So most places he's there for 5-10 minutes or whatever.
I will say he's at the coffin maker's shop for a while. And when he's coming out of the coffin maker's shop, he seems to still be kind of yelling back, and then he's like, "Well, I'll be back tomorrow, and you better have it then."
Interesting.
Seems like he had to shake that guy down a little, and
does
maybe
the
not
coffin maker
successfully
look like a skeleton with skin?
The coffin maker looks like a guy that runs a coffin maker shop. So,
AKA a skeleton with skin.
So
yes.
Story checks out.
I think I have a picture of the coffin maker shop. Of the what is the name of the coffin maker?
His name is Skullington.
His name is Henrik Vandervoot.
Bonesy.
That's much better. Hendrik
Oh,
Vandervoot?
He's more meaty than.
Okay.
He's healthy.
Yeah.
He looks more healthy. Although he does have some cheekbones
Yeah,
for sure.
he's just a working class coffin maker down on his luck, having trouble paying the evil tax collector.
It's weird that you can't move coffins in this town.
The issue is paying for them. So that's the overhead on coffins. Anyway,
There's a joke there. There is a joke there. I was expecting Dan to come up with it. but,
Sorry,
you know.
I don't have this one.
and Isaac and his henchmen are now approaching Belinsky's House of Toys.
Bum bum bum.
So
We're
Isaac
keeping a closer eye.
Yeah,
I
Isaac
guess. Yeah.
stops at the storefront in front of Belinsky's and exchanges a few words with his henchmen, and they actually, it looks like they head off back to the mansion. They're carrying the ledger and their tax collection proceeds in a locked chest, and they head off. And Isaac
Actually,
heads
can
into
we
Belinsky's.
please- Oh, okay. Sorry, I thought you were saying this is where he was going back. Yeah.
No, he sends his henchmen off without him.
Shall
we just, like,
solo
point
Isaac
out-
time.
Isn't Blinsky's directly across the street from the inn?
It is indeed. I think it's like around the corner, but yes, it is. It is
Okay.
a hop, skip, and a jump.
Indeed.
So close enough that like somebody could holler for Pony and then Pony could holler for us.
Yeah.
Just,
If we
just
need
putting
to,
that
yeah.
out there.
Let's listen closely, I think, to
I think-
try and hear what's happening inside.
Can you sneak in, I wonder? No,
I
they'd
can
probably
try.
shoot out a dog.
Oh, yeah. But
They
we
do.
can at
They have
least
a
get
monkey,
close.
so I don't know what the
That's true.
hierarchy is.
Shapeshift into the monkey.
We also know where
I
the
only
door to
get
the
2
back
wild
room
shapes a
is.
day.
Yeah, you do know there is. You know the layout of Blinsky's well.
Oh, you might be able to go to the back door and
Back door.
listen.
Yeah, as a dog too, I've got special sensory dealies.
Mm-hmm. Ears.
Let's
They're called
see.
ears.
Okay, thank you. I think I have an advantage on. Yeah, the Mastiff has advantage on wisdom checks that rely on hearing or smell.
Mhm.
So perception +3 and advantage. Shall I creepity creep to the back door and try and listen in?
Yeah, I think so.
All right. I'm going to roll with advantage. That is a 17 perception check.
Okay, very good. And Imra, what are you doing while this is happening?
I think I'm standing where I can keep an eye on Elevor, but I'm not like trying to listen at the door or anything. I'm just kind of.
So you're also at the back door.
Yeah, but not like right there. Just kind of down
Okay.
a couple feet and.
All right. So you hear kind of a muffled exchange. It sounds like Isaac and Blinsky are in the back room having a tense interchange. And you hear Isaac says, "I don't want any excuses. I don't know what happened here, but it's not okay. I need a better doll by next week, or there's going to be a problem." And Blinsky says, "He's no problem. He's no problem. We'll make you a better doll. But you should talk better to me. There are new people in town, and they don't like what you're doing. I should not say this." Isaac says, "Problems for me are going to be problems for you real fast, Blinsky." And there's the sound of somebody being kind of shoved into some furniture. And then you hear a door slam, and it sounds like Isaac stomping across the front room of the toy shop and out into the streets of Vallaki, because I'm not going to do any more where I have NPCs voiced by myself talk to other NPCs voiced by myself.
We'll
Why
get you
not?
next
I
time.
was
Yeah,
really
nice-
enjoying
right.
eating
Nice,
my
nice
popcorn.
try. Yeah, I know what my strengths are. So Isaac seems to be heading back from the toy shop by himself in the general direction of the Burgermeister's mansion.
Well, this is good.
So we know what part of his route he isn't accompanied by his.
For death and murder purposes.
Maybe.
It
For
is
murder, kill
late
purposes.
afternoon in a civilization.
Can you
society.
call Vallaki a society?
It meets the bare minimum requirement of a society.
Yeah, there's a sun out of sticks.
Yeah.
There's a monkey.
There's 2 dogs.
Check.
Check.
Toy maker.
There's an inn. There's a
An inn, a
coffin
tavern.
shop. What more do you want? I'm not a sociologist. It seems good. They technically have laws. There's still a guy in the stocks. They have a festival. The whole boat.
There's a boat.
A drug
They have a
problem. So,
Yeah, they've got it all.
yeah. Income inequality. This is the dream, people.
I guess the only thing to do is to go back to the Burgermeister's house in search of our companions at this point.
Yep. Because we
All
can
right.
let them know that's one over there. He's alone.
Meanwhile, back in the kitchen of the Burgermeister's mansion.
Tony, quick question. Is the chef a commoner?
Yes.
Okay.
That's a very Michael Hing question, Jane.
Oh, no.
Allow me to read from Lena Doolina's background, Haunted One.
Oh, God.
No.
Those who look into your eyes can see that you have faced unimaginable horror and that you are no stranger to darkness. Though they might fear you, commoners will extend you every courtesy and do their utmost to help you.
What did she see upstairs? She's so haunted.
So there is a caveat, which is unless you have shown yourself to be a danger to them, they will even take up arms to fight alongside you should you
Aw.
find yourself facing an enemy alone. So Lena is going to say, I am sorry. I am a daughter of Valaki, and I had heard of the paintings upstairs. There is a lake that I visited when I was a child, and I just wished to see it again.
So the cook is moved by your words, and she gestures for the guards to hold back for a second. Broldish and Crucible are also here. Of course, my friend. But you should.
And like her eyes are like big and like brimming. It's like an anime zoom in. They're like brimming with tears. She's seen things.
But you should leave before the family sees you.
Thank you.
The guards,
Thank you.
The guards that were just about to seize you hold open the back door for you.
Thank you. Thank you. She like holds her heart
and strolls out the back door of the Burgermeister's mansion, free as a kite.
We going with her?
You certainly could.
I think you should.
All right.
You probably. I mean, you would be.
We probably brought in too much wood, and now we need to take some of it back.
Yeah, you would be
out.
quickly associated. I think you could. This is your moment, Broldish and Crucible, to stroll out unencumbered
Exit
by
stage left. Even
exit stage
Yes.
left. Lena Delina, you gain inspiration.
Nice.
And the three of you are now standing in the backyard of the Burgermeister's mansion. You also, unfortunately, left before you could get paid for your manual labor. But in a way, not being murdered is his own reward.
In some
They've
ways.
got somebody locked up upstairs. I wasn't able to free them.
Let us say that it is around this time that you hear the sound of Izek returning to the house, and you decide this would be a great opportunity to head around to the front of the house and reconvene with your friends there. How's that?
Yeah,
Good.
And so the band is back together again. It's unclear what they've accomplished, what they've learned, and what they will do next. Perhaps they will tell us now before this episode wraps up.
I think we should walk away
Yep.
now
I think we go back to the tavern.
to the inn.
You walk briskly back from the Burgermeister's mansion to the familiar building that is the Blue Water Inn. You're home away from home because you can't leave Barovia, Big Barovia. Strangely, it is getting towards supper time, and there are some villagers coming and going from the Blue Water Inn. The Wachter brothers are sitting on the front steps of the Blue Water Inn, looking noticeably sober. It is unsettling.
What happened? Did you get cut off?
They're out of wine.
What?
What?
Out of
that
wine?
seems unusual for an
Bros.
inn.
Yep.
Bruce.
It's disgusting.
What do you do when you're out of wine? Where do you go next? How do you solve this problem?
This has never happened before, says Carl.
How long have you lived here?
Oh.
Forever?
Yeah.
They've never been out of wine, dude.
I assure you, they have never run out of wine. I would know.
What's going? I mean, did the bartender say why they ran out of wine?
Bro, I didn't really get into the whole story.
Gotcha, bro. Cool. Well, we might have to look into this because I was really hoping for some wine. Where's Ricky? Is Ricky here? Was Ricky drinking?
I don't know, bro. He's probably inside.
Okay.
We should check this out.
Yeah.
We'll get to the bottom of it.
We'll get to the bottom of that cup of wine.
Or the bottom of the barrel.
Oh.
Did we run into our ward, our would-be assassin, and our pony on the way?
Indeed you did.
Back?
They are
Okay.
playing backgammon outside the inn.
Aw.
As you
No one
do.
plays backgammon.
This really is Barovia.
They're
So
playing backgammon in the wine gazebo.
Yeah.
And we head inside the inn, and I want to go up. I will be going up to the bartender to ask about wine.
All right. Erwin Mardikoff is behind the bar. Things look a little sparser in here than usual. He says, I got a special on wolf steak today. 3-day-old wolf steak. Real cheap. Got to move them.
That's quite nice.
take one.
But well, I guess one
I'll
of our
put it
party
on your
will.
tab. How many? Couple wolf steaks coming up? He shouts.
take
One of
two.
his kids starts putting wolf steaks on plates.
Yeah,
So how
why
about
not?
something to drink?
Sorry, friend. We're a little bit short supplied right now.
Short supplied. Now, see, that's a little bit different from what we heard before. You've got
Well,
some wine?
I don't want to cause a panic, but I mean, we're out.
Out of wine.
How did this happen?
Hush. Well,
Sorry, out of wine.
out of wine. I don't know. My brother's shipment is late. It's not like him. I'm sure it'll show up. It was supposed to be here last week. Look, let's not cause a panic. Wine is like the only people.
Auhe, Iste, Appenhay.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
How exactly
Where
did this
where does
occur?
does
Yes.
the shipment come from usually?
Oh, well, the Wizards of Wine Winery is in my family. To the west of here. They're supposed to deliver a cartload every week. But the last cartload never showed up.
Mm. Well, we may have reason to head up that way eventually. So
Well, if you're heading out, it would be great if you would settle your bill first.
I said eventually.
Okay, well, there was that window issue.
Yeah, that really wasn't our fault.
That
Well,
was the bats.
In fact, somebody
he a
said that it
commenter?
was.
He looks pretty common to me.
Jane, is this one of those things now where you've got a hammer, everything is a nail that you have to like make suffer?
I hope so.
My
seem to
family
remember
was
being-
killed by bats.
Okay, we get it, Batman. I'm pretty sure that's canon.
The man hates bats, Tony.
Yeah.
They apologized to us when that happened. The bats in the window.
I'm having a rough day. You wouldn't like my customers when they're sober.
I can believe that.
Yeah, we
Also,
don't.
I am a little concerned about my relatives who, and what might have happened to them.
Understandably.
Sounds like you've got a
Family is all
mystery on
we
your
have
hands.
in this life.
So, are we gonna go for the wine, or are we gonna go take a nap?
Well, I
Will
think we
they go
finished-
for the wine? Will they take a nap? Will they search for the drowned city of Berez? Or will they break into one or more of the mansions of people they've double-crossed or been asked to kill people for or attempted to intercede into a book club of? For answers to questions such as these,
And the prepositions.
tune in next time to Total Party Kill. I have no idea, and I'm theoretically running this adventure. I don't know what's happening with these people.